I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Oh, shit.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing it live today. I am joined by Mr. Seth from MineYourBiz, and we have CB from I Love Crypto, Crypto Blood, and myself with this Three Wise Man Wednesday action, which is actually a reverse amogram for World War III. But we're going to go ahead and begin the show. Make sure you smash that like button right meow. Meow.
Rice TVX, the Mike's Live Wire, American Pitbull, real gold buyer, sound money advocate, rights defender. In the crypto arena, he's the top contender. From the gritty streets of the digital age, Rice lays wisdom, chapter and page. Silver, gold, he scores only the bold. Land, life, and liberty, these values hold.
That's right, we got that channel collaboration going on. Streaming on all three of our platforms. Links are down below.
Constitution, deep dive, knowledge revival. Navigate the system, critical for survival. Rice engraved like inscriptions on metal. Pitbull in the game, lead foot on the pedal. Land acquirer, a strategic mind. In the fight for freedom, he's frontline. Educate on rights, the law he'll explain. Chris Rice, the Pitbull, breaking the chain.
Smash that like button. If you're watching on X, repost. Get more eyes on the stream.
In the arena where truths collide, Rice TVX, the certified guide. Silver and gold, land and rights. American Pitbull in the freedom fights. In a world of chaos, he's the calm in the storm. Teaching the masses, ready to inform. Keys to crypto, rights we cherish. His wisdom lights paths that others perish. Guardian of wealth, from digital to ancient. His legacy crafted, fearless and patient.
Holla. We're about to begin. We got a few quick messages.
This episode is brought to you by FairDesk, a crypto derivatives trading platform founded by 6 former Binance execs and 3 former Morgan Stanley architects. FairDesk is a company focused on building a platform that enables traders to profit from both rising and falling markets. Sign up today and CB will credit you up to $600 in trading funds. For more information, visit fairdesk.com, link in the description below.
Shout out to Pre-Search, sponsor of Rice TVX. You can find information in every video description. That is a decentralized private search engine with AI that rewards. Here we go with the Pre-Search. All right, fam, before we begin, here we go. We have Litecoin Summit 2024 taking place on the 24th and 25th of July. Get your tickets. They're only $84 for both days. I'm going to be there. Blood's going to be there. I'm not sure about Seth. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But get your tickets. I have an affiliate link down below in the video description. It is a way that you can support the channel. The other thing I want to remind you is we have Bitcoin Conference 2024 happening the 25th through the 27th. And I was informed yesterday that all pass prices are going to be increasing this Friday. That includes the festival pass as well. You can get 10% off using my affiliate link down below in the video description and my pinned comment. And you can use the discount code RICE at checkout to get that 10% off your ticket for Bitcoin 2024. This is the Wise Man Wednesday edition going on. I am joined by Mr. Crypto Blood and Seth from Mind Your Biz. We are streaming on all three of our platforms, all three of our YouTube channels, all three of our X accounts, my Rumbles, so make sure you're following each and every one of us. What's going on, guys?
Now, let me just say this. I think that Mr. Sleepy Joe, I could have done worse. I could have did him real bad. I could have done him real bad. He's out of here, you guys. He's out of here. Thank you.
Okay, one, is that a voice thing, or did you just do like a live TikTok?
Hey, man, if
What
I tell you I
happened
had
there,
to, if I tell you I had to kill you.
If you can talk like, oh my God, that would be awesome. I want to interview Donald Trump.
Donald Blump. It's the black Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, Seth?
I've got all the emotions, man. I think Crypto Blood just committed white exploitation, but I'm here for it. Right?
White exploitation. I love it.
Oh shoot! It looks like we
Basic.
anything for clicks. Check out what
do
anything
you
for clicks
say?
said.
The last one.
Yeah.
Let's see. You would know if you found it. So, because the fight scene is in there. So if you would know, it should.
So are you gonna split? Are you gonna split this $100 giveaway with me, or are you gonna double it?
We just need to do a separate-ish episode talking about it specifically. I don't know
All
if
right.
this is the time and place.
All right,
but if
let's
people
go.
find it, we will find a way to reward them.
Yes.
I'll figure it out. But yeah. In all seriousness, I hope it doesn't get found though. So
I
if you
should've
guys
never
are
put that
watching,
bounty out there.
If you guys are watching over on the Blood or the Mind Your Biz side, make sure you're following me on the X. If you're watching on my side or the Mind Your Biz side, make sure you're following Crypto Blood. If you're watching on the Crypto Blood and right side, make sure you're following Seth from Mind Your Biz. The links are down below in the video description. First thing I wanted to talk about, and I just want to share real quick articles. I don't have the full article because I'm not paying New York Times for a subscription, regardless if it's $1 a week.
Oh man, you can just use removepaywall.com and see the whole article. Come on now.
I didn't know about that.
There's also a GitHub repo, Rice, and I believe in free and open source software. There's a GitHub repo that you can add to Brave browser or Chromium or any of those browsers, and apparently
Didn't
it's
know that.
really good at
Nice.
It's really good at helping you see everything on the web that you want to see.
Well, the headline I think says it all, and this came out today that and the White House is basically denying this for right now, but saying that Biden told an ally that he is weighing whether to continue in the race. And then there was also an opinion piece put out: if Biden doesn't run, nominate. And this is based off readers' suggestions. I was telling both of you before we began, somebody sent me a tweet from 4 years ago from John McAfee, and it was just a screenshot of this tweet right here, and it says, shout out to John McAfee, the late great John McAfee. We actually just recently passed the anniversary of his death last month. So we have Russia's first time traveler, and this was July 18th 2020, basically 15 days short of 4 years ago. 15 days short of 4 years ago, shared with me today. Russia's first-time traveler has returned. Guess what he said? In September, Biden is medically diagnosed as unfit for office and quits. They discovered that the DNC has legal power to choose a replacement without a national vote. Weird, huh? Never guess who they'll choose. Now, I told the guy, because I saw this when I woke up, I'm like, look, that was from 4 years ago, and I'm pretty sure he was talking about the September of 2020. But what if he wasn't? And what if he was saying something kind of in advance? Maybe he was the time traveler. What do you guys think about this?
Man, I think he hit the nail on the head as far as what's possible, and he was very clear about being a time traveler. I don't think he was talking about the 2020 elections. I don't think he was talking about last cycle. I think he was talking very clearly about when the DNC had power again, that they would just continue to abuse it.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that 100% wholeheartedly. What do you think, Blood?
Yeah, man. Listen, it's been obvious. It was obvious when McAfee was alive that Biden was not fit. He was suffering from early stage, or maybe not even early, mid to late stage dementia. then 3 years ago. It's not rocket science.
No.
It's just called MK Ultra mind control.
Well, apparently it's new to the mainstream media because it was like after the debate, it was like
This
all
is
of a
what I'm
sudden
saying.
they-
It doesn't
all of
make-
a sudden he might have dementia. It's like people have been saying this for quite some time. Like where have you guys been? Busy Mountain, it is over. Just like my title of this video suggests, it is over. Okay, Bitcoin is crashing. It's over. Sell everything. If you believe that, you believe that. Don't be a moron. We got a private chat here. Here's
good
the
advice.
archive. What is this?
That is the full article. If you would like to see,
Nice.
my friend.
I like how we game.
Shout out to my Mr. Tequila. We've got Wisdom Bars in the house. We've got AB, Michael Martin, Mr. X.
I was going through highlight and comments. I do appreciate everybody. Again, if you're watching on the X side, please take an opportunity to repost. Smash that like button. You can watch all 3 of our streams. You can turn 2 of them down. We appreciate all the love. Again, we are streaming on we're on all of our YouTube channels, all of our X accounts, and my Rumble. So smash that like. Yeah, there is the full article, and I'll go ahead and drop that in the comments as well, so people have that too, if people want to check it out.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, I do appreciate anything for clicks. Definitely let me know, man. You can message me on Telegram at RiceTVX, and we can see if you actually found the right one. But it's got to have that fight scene, man. And you know, if we're gonna keep talking about it, I might as well just go ahead and just give everybody a few seconds of the glory.
Spit on that thing. Spit on that thing.
Man.
Yeah, that was if you found it, let me know, and we'll definitely, me and Blood will definitely do something talking about some sort of.
I didn't watch this
prize bounty.
redacted link video you sent me about
No,
Bitcoin
it's cool.
replacing.
That needs to
What
be.
was your take on it?
It's kind of a continuation of some of the stuff that's been talked about with him and him being Mark Goodwin, the editor of Bitcoin Magazine, him and Whitney Webb, because they do a lot of work together. So it was interesting because it's talking about some of the things that Paul Ryan was talking about with stable coins and how it could help the economy. And then it kind of goes deeper into some interesting things. He talks about the fact of, and I had mentioned this, that there's not going to be a central bank digital currency in the United States, that it's going to be the private sector, and he's calling them PCBDC, private, or PBDCs, private bank digital currencies. Because he's talking about how many basically remonetizing the debt by taking the treasuries. And then it's a double-edged sword, because it could also work towards us going towards cashless as well, because the stable coins or whatever could be a replacement for the actual dollars. And this goes back to what I was saying about 4 years ago or so with when Steve Mnuchin was the Treasury Secretary, and he brought in his One West, a couple guys from One West Bank. Joseph Otting was one, and he was staying with Mnuchin at the Treasury as the comptroller. And then the other third wheel was, I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name, he was the chief legal officer of Coinbase, and he became the comptroller. And they were talking about the private sector. And Steve Mnuchin, you go back and look at who was involved with the creation of Circle, then the Circle collaboration with Coinbase, and what was being said from a government standpoint between the secretary and the comptroller. Especially, it was Brian something, not Jones, but Brian something was the chief legal officer, and he was doing a lot of press before he stepped down as chief legal officer and took the comptroller position, talking about the private sector creating these technologies. So it's really interesting, and a lot of the things that Mark Goodwin was talking about were things that he had wrote a book on like 3 or 4 years ago that are starting to come to fruition as well, like using the cryptocurrency system and Bitcoin to expand out the entire monetary system, banking TradFi system. It's pretty crazy.
It's a stretch with that whole U.S. The stable coins
No,
are
and actually,
going to help.
Here's the other thing
buoy.
too. The more I thought about this, the more it makes me really think, and this is another conversation for another day, but the more it makes me think that the U.S. government was involved in some capacity with the creation of Bitcoin.
I mean, I think that I buy
been a
that to an
plan.
extent.
Yeah,
I buy that to an
but
extent.
that doesn't negate the power and the way you could leverage Bitcoin for self-sovereignty at all.
No, it doesn't. But the United States is it's interesting. I mean, it's giving more of a use case for dollars because the most of our gateways in and out is a fiat, and most of it's dollars. We denominate Bitcoin in dollars. It's just an expansion of the dollar.
What is?
Bitcoin, in the sense that
Not at all.
From the way that they're talking from an economic standpoint with what
Not
they're
at all.
trying to do with
No way.
keeping. You got to listen to the interview, and then we can do a.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'll
do
listen
a-
to it, but it's
we
no
can do a
way
reaction.
that Bitcoin is an expansion or extension of the dollar, because it's a dead end. Bitcoin is a limited supply asset. So it's no way an extension to the dollar. The dollar only works because it has unlimited supply. So if anything, Bitcoin is a black hole to the U.S. dollar and other fiat currencies. Shout out to Ken
Bro.
Brozak.
Shout out to Bro. Good seeing you, Ken.
Yep. Shout out to AZTV too. He said we've got Iggy Azalea out here doing TA, calling bottoms. That is the top. That is the top, my friend. I'm sorry. When I saw Iggy, you got Sexy Red, you got Andrew the Tate brothers coming out with coins. I knew it. It was in my gut. I knew it, Rice.
Soloway interview. We said it on the Garrett Soloway.
Yeah, I knew it, man.
But I
should
still
have
don't
just.
look at. It's not a top.
It's a top, man.
This time,
top.
no, this time is completely different. No, it's
top.
off. It's off. In my opinion, it's off to the races. End of July, beginning of August. I've talked about that.
I have to agree with that as well. I mean, you got holidays that are coming in. You got a bunch of. I mean, you're going to have a little bit more interest, especially after the most patriotic holiday of the year, right? 4th of July tomorrow, where I mean, sentiment is all over the place, but you do have people really hoping for change. Whether or not the guy in charge is changed, people want change right now. So whether or not you're political, the most apolitical people in the U.S. are thinking about these issues, and when they think long enough, they have to face the money. I think you're right, man.
I think everything's going to get more serious as the summer vacations and school vacations end and school begins and people aren't doing their vacation thing. And I think the sell in May, walk away got delayed until June because May was such a good month. People just couldn't walk away from it. And they walked away in June and it bled through. And we're just having a delay. And summers are always shitty. Yeah. Summers are generally not good for markets.
Speaking of sell May walk away, I have to walk away right now because this year bolt catch and release ain't gonna install itself without a finishing tool. So I gotta get a little smaller ball peen hammer
in your bag.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 seconds. Don't read too much into this. All right.
I'm glad that you got the chart here pulled up, because I definitely wanted to get your crypto dominance perspective here. I know you did. Now, let me ask you a question also. Yeah. How can you have 2 emergency meetings in one day?
Is that deep, Rice?
Is that bad? Is that well, we might.
The second one probably won't have as much of an impact. I do agree. The second emergency meeting might not get as much of an impact or an attendance, but hey.
I noticed that with the title of your video, and I had to say something. So, yeah, it's like you had an emergency before, now we have a second emergency.
Shit is getting real, man. I told you, Iggy, you got Iggy's and Sexy Reds out there, dibbling and dabbling in the crypto, man. That's That's enough for an emergency meeting.
Well, I mean, we haven't. I mean, one thing we haven't really seen like an altcoin rally like that's not taking place.
Yeah, we have, and I'm gonna tell you what that altcoin rally looks like. It looked like meme coins. So the liquidity that would have gone into the altcoin sectors, your traditional altcoins, layer 1s and layer 2s, etc., that liquidity ended up being taken and siphoned off into the meme coin. So we had an altcoin rally. It was just very concentrated within the meme coin sector, in my opinion.
Okay, so are you saying that the price, and I'm looking at CoinMarketCap,
Okay.
all-time high 73.75, 750, 73,000, let's call it 73.8. Are you saying that's the top of the cycle?
73.8 on Bitcoin?
Yeah, what we hit about 2 months ago, I think is what the time range was, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think this is a local top. I'm still anticipating a higher high, a new all-time high before the end of this year.
Right, which would,
Yes.
to me, if you're looking at it, and this is going back to the August time frame, kind of the beginning of the roller coaster. I think we'll have a nice little burst right around the Bitcoin conference, a little correction, and then more towards getting into August, I think we'll see some, and this is not even from a TA perspective. This is just upward action. Then that puts us into August, September, October, November, 4 months. And looking at November, December as highs, because once we get past the election, and then that's the other thing too, is if Biden drops, let's just say in theory Biden does drop out, then the Federal Reserve doesn't have to technically do anything to help any politicians. So that's going to possibly change the narrative too. They could not raise any interest rates or lower the interest rates at all if there's no benefit to anybody. You know, if they're switching, because if they switch out, more than likely that other person is definitely going to lose.
Well, Jerome Powell has made it very clear on a number of occasions that he disagrees with current wage growth versus any potential rate decreases, right? Interest rate decreases. So you're right. He's already posturing. I mean, the Fed's already posturing as though they have no intention of lowering rates for as long as wages go up. It's incredibly messed up. I mean, I'm going to call it outright satanic that they mean to bleed the middle of the market dry. They want the economy to fail, just not their friends.
Yeah. Well, it's also part of like this whole Great Reset initiative as well. I mean, you can't have a reset until you have to destroy to build.
Yeah, right on. So on that note, destroying and building, and the spirit of Shiva. What I love about being American, despite the fact that all this other shit is falling apart, what I love about being American is right here in my hands right now. I love that I'm free to do all kinds of stuff. At least it seems right now.
Are you? But are you though? Mind your biz.
Well, technically, okay, we're not on a plantation and have like a fence around us, but we've got this imaginary fence. We're on a bigger plantation. And
but is that worse?
That we're really the slaves.
My friend, is that worse?
Could be.
I would contest that it is worse.
It is because because you have the illusion of freedom, because the slaves at least knew they were fucking slaves.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know. We just keep going on about our business, you know, but again, like, try not to participate in the system and see how you survive.
Oh, shoot. Look at what
You're not
Top
gonna
Signal
get
said.
Utilities, all these things. Just all of
I
it.
didn't know about this.
Which
Look, highlight Top Signal's
FTX
comment. Yikes.
few
I
months.
didn't know this.
Well, we don't even know exactly when the payout's going to begin technically with the Mt. Gox stuff either.
Yes,
And for people,
this month.
Is it 100% this month?
Yes.
Okay, so for people who don't know what it is, I've got a link I'll pop in here from Investopedia about what Mt. Gox was, what happened, because this is back in 2014. There was a crash
Top Signal
taken place.
Let us know if this, and maybe you can chime in, Rice, or Mind Your Biz. Either of you know. I didn't know about this FTX Cash Distribution. Is this being done in crypto or is it in fiat? Let us know.
It's cash. It's a cash distribution. They're distributing cash based off the value of what you had in your account. So let's say you had $10,000 of Bitcoin in your account. They're going to give you $10,000.
Oh,
I don't think they're giving you
you don't get
$10,000
100% on the dollar.
Well, but so if that's the case and there is a cash distribution, you could potentially see some of that money, deal of it, go back into the market,
in. Yes,
which would work out with what we're saying as far as the end of the year top, which would go back to what
sure.
Also, Waters Above was saying.
Gotcha.
Because Waters is saying, the fourth quarter this year, fourth quarter is the last 3 months of the year, last 4 months of the year. And September, October, November, December. No, it's 4 quarters, so it's 3 months. No, I'm getting this all confused now. Quarters are 3 months or 4 months? 4 months. Okay, so September, October, November, December.
No, I'm sorry, 3.
No, they're 3 months. What's confusing is that like on the calendar when you're starting to the demarcation of the following quarters, you got to think the 4th month.
Yeah,
right.
It's 3.
Yeah.
It's 3.
Yeah, a lot of people are suspecting that the market was tanking today because of the news about Kamala potentially flipping Biden, which...
What is that? No, I disagree.
I mean, dude, like seriously,
it's easy for humans to
if
just
Biden wanted
attach.
to resign, if Biden wanted to resign, and tomorrow is the 4th of July, it would be a really good patriotic move for him
Kamala
to resign.
being president has almost nothing to do with crypto, good or bad. In
right
my
now,
opinion.
technically, neither one of the candidates are good or bad. Like Biden is warming up to crypto, Trump is warming up to crypto.
No, he's not.
Listen,
here's the thing. No,
they're going to say what they think we want to hear.
Trump is warming up the message. Sorry.
A1, it was a complete brain fart, bro. I'm actually strong in my math, calculus, and everything. I'm software engineer. It was a complete brain fart.
Yeah, well, if you break it up into quarters and then you divide 4 into 12, it is 3. So it fucking makes sense. My brain has just been like, I woke up.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
To that John McAfee post.
I got sleepy brain, Sleepy Joe brain.
We're all sleepy Joe'd.
Joe
so
Biden, baby. Yeah. Joe Biden done, baby.
Sleepy Rice, Sleepy Blood, and Sleepy Seth.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a good thing I'm not doing anything more intense with the little home project here. But I'm a little hyper focused on the means of self-preservation. Well, on the means of preserving life and liberty right now, right? Like I've been saying it for years too. So you guys have been on me with the show formerly known as Around the Blockchain. I have no idea what they call it now or who owns it or legally.
Is it still going
on? I've got no clue. I've abstained. Right? I've been a conscientious objector.
I don't think so. If they dropped down to a couple days a week, and then I think they just stopped it. Because
I feel bad. I'm not. Look, if you stole a car and you pulled up to my spot and you were like, "Hey, let's go joyriding." Look, you're the one that broke the law driving that stolen car. Me being a passenger doesn't mean I broke the law or anything or did anything wrong, but I'm going to feel really weird jumping in that car if you pull up to me in that. So I've just abstained from all that drama over there on that side of the industry. But on that show, you recall for several years, I've been saying that I've been investing in precious metals. My favorites are lead and brass. Look, I don't have faith. I don't have faith in a whole lot of other things, right? I like to pump iron, and I like to stockpile lead and brass because I can believe in those things.
I love the way that you're skating around, like what you're talking about. It's so clever. The
algorithm hates us.
I actually really do like precious metals like silver.
Yeah, but fair point.
This is something that you'll appreciate, Seth. It's silver too. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this up here. All right, you ready?
Hey,
it's a 1 ounce. Yeah, 1 ounce.
Oh, you're hunting vampires now? Is that what we're doing?
No, it was gifted to me. Awesome. I also got a really cool one.
I got a whole bunch of brass too, there, buddy. And I'm voting for Trump on the block.
That's a punch right there.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, I give and take my pills at a distance, blood.
Oh,
But you're
man.
definitely it's a smart move, especially with the uncertainty of like what's happening within our nation.
I'm
with
gonna
the
be honest with you,
border
bro. Like
crisis, the
that
potential
strategy.
civil wars possibility and all that shit.
Yeah, that strategy is the best strategy ever. If you really think shit is going down, it's not owning gold or silver. It's not stockpiling a lot of food.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
of course you need food, but honestly, you got to protect yourself and your family, man, and that is
ammo,
primary.
ammo
Even
is a good
Bitcoin is out the
good for
window.
bartering. Ammo is good. For
Way
bartering,
better
so.
than pre-1964 dimes. Look, the silver weight in those is great, but it's a little bit too precious, right, for day-to-day interactions. And 22 long rifle is a really great barter round. Not only that, but
9 though too.
pre-COVID,
That's the most common round, right?
it is for sure. But
or you could
the
just do like actual copper.
No, I'm
all
coming
right.
to take your
Yeah.
copper.
But 22 LR, what I like about it, it's a prepper round. So when you talk to the preppers, they're looking at like, hey, I'm going to go grousing. I'm going to go like catch something, harvest something for my family to eat. And 22 long rifle can get the job done. And you can put it in the hands of a younger person to go manage those jobs, those chores for your family or whatever, for your unit. And yeah, it's in terms of weight, you can carry around a lot more of it than you would say with 9mm or anything else.
That's true.
And it quadrupled in price from pre-COVID into the thick of COVID, man. It was actually a good investment. Nobody knew.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, man, 400%.
Yeah, I need
people
to
were
stockpile
sleeping on
some
one
more
of the
9mm myself. The only problem is if I'm bartering, if I'm paying for stuff with 9mm bullets, they could literally, take my bullets in exchange for what I'm buying and then kill me. I don't know.
No, it's vampires and zombies. I don't know if you guys saw, but somebody did a really cool video where they took the debate and replaced Biden with a zombie version of Biden, and it had the same voice, same everything. It was just changing the way that he actually looked and made him look more like a zombie, and it was so perfect, man. I had to find it and clip it.
Shout out to King Chris Universe. He said he just bought 1,000 rounds of 22 LRs for $60. Don't know how.
We got a lot of lovers in the house here. A lot of Second Amendment lovers is what I should say.
Hey, here's the thing, man. I honestly believe that even if you're not from the United States, if you're not down with the Second Amendment and you think you're down with crypto, then you don't understand the Second Amendment or crypto, period. You don't understand danger or freedom. That's my
point.
Honest to goodness gut take on it. I mean, this last couple of years, I've been very blessed and fortunate to travel more of the world more frequently. And people look at us with genuine envy when they get it. And when they don't get it, they look at us with fear. And I'm okay with both. I really am. Like, I'm okay with both now.
What do you think? I want to try to reel this back into the price talk here. What are you thinking about the market yourself, Seth, before we give the Cryptodamus viewpoint on what's going on here and kind of get some blood analytics action?
Jeez. Okay, so I'm the opening act. Gee, this is like you realize it's like an opening for
I've
like
already said something. I said I think we're gonna like start shooting off towards August. So, I mean, you can kind of go from there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that we are kind of at this point, we're bound kind of to the election cycle. I think things are going to get interesting leading up to November 5th. And I think November 5th, if we don't go into full price discovery, if we haven't already gone into full price discovery, then it is full send mode at that point because people are going to start panicking. I think that there will be some selling of the news that takes place in November. And I think that if Bitcoin hasn't fully stretched its legs by then, maybe it gets its opportunity then. And if we think it's fully stretched its legs by then we get to see it, sit down for a minute and then recover and get back up to go back into price discovery. I do think that there's more of a bloodletting. I've got target. At least I barely started messing around with leverage this year, and I've got target set as low as 40 something.
You letting blood take the reins there, or
hey,
is it bloodletting? Are you bloodletting?
Letting
yeah, that's a good segue.
Here's the real question, Seth. Are you Barris all the way?
No, I got a better ponytail. I got a better ponytail.
Bullish or Barrett?
I got a better ponytail than Barris all the way. So, and a better beard.
He cut his.
Oh, Hey, the top knot was, hey, he pulled it off. Not many can. So
No, he literally
But,
pulled it off because it's gone. Quite literally.
but, yeah.
Oh,
so
He said Florida's hot.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
So
All right.
it's kind of funny. So hey, AZTV's come in with a receipt. Thanks so much, brother. I really appreciate that. Now, he came with a receipt, and he reminded everybody that I did call the Pico bottom, actually based entirely on on-chain fundamentals with mining. I had nothing else but my gut and what we saw for the bare cost to mine a Bitcoin. And I don't know if that's going to be as big an effect in this market because we've gone into a game of institutional thrones. So the ETF and all the proof of stake that's happening within Bitcoin, so to speak, by pulling stuff out of the circulating supply and getting the pumpamentals, right, of an ETF and all these paper Bitcoin derivatives.
They said the flash
I'm trying
was too
to-
quick.
I know, right? You're
I was
trying to get me to
cause
God.
epilepsy there for a second, but it just, yeah.
or trying to get me to prematurely ejaculate this answer, and I can't do it, man. Well, I'm a long, I'm a quick starter and a long finisher. That's how it is. So yeah, but as far as the price action, I think that we got one of two scenarios, and either one is bullish, and I'm trying to have something of a plan for both. I'm not going to try to catch some falling knife or whatever, but I do think that we do need to see, or that the institutions are trying to see more of retail get shaken out fully before they totally send Bitcoin. And that's why we're seeing meme coins and Politify in particular have its moment, dude. People are seeing like, oh, there's no winning. The game is rigged. We've got the world's best quants plus the world's best AI on the other side. We can't win against this kind of a force. All we can do is change the rules of the game. And so everyone's out there, on pump.fun like a one-armed bandit. We're like, all right, maybe this one hits. And with Bitcoin, I've got targets set with max leverage, clear down in the 40s. If it dips below that, whatever, I missed it. I'm not trying to catch it. And then I've got levels set on the way down because I'm not as advanced as a guy like Blood. So I'm like, all right, maybe I can catch some value here. And I ride the recovery back into discovery for Bitcoin. But that's about it.
I know Blood has seen this. I don't know if you've seen it, but like Peter Thiel recently was on like Squawk Box or something talking shit about Bitcoin, pointing towards a 40K narrative. And then I think a couple of other people like Dave Portnoy and others were saying stuff similar, but not quite as bad as what Peter Thiel was saying. But it's as if the Wall Street people are maybe BlackRock and all them just TradFi Wall Street is trying to control the narrative as usual with the mainstream news and trying to psychologically push people as they know that there's these different things happening that's going to put pressure on the price. And by them trying to push this narrative, it just kind of collapses it to where they wanted it to go in the beginning. Because that's the other thing, like I had started talking about the price of Bitcoin doesn't really affect the ETFs because people will technically buy, and the way that these funds will make money is their fees. But now you got BlackRock buying their own fucking ETF. So if that's the case, they definitely want to buy this thing lower because then they could sell higher and make that much more fucking money. And that's what they're all about, is owning the world.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're buying up all the real assets, and that's been the play for a long time. I mean, this is not a new playbook for funds like Grayscale and BlackRock, and I know you and Blood have really gone out of your way to kind of point out that this is where the seat of power is in today's world. But yeah, they mean to buy everything out from under us, including the goddamn houses we live in, right? The very homes we live in.
Yeah, that's going.
They want
on
everything
now. Yeah,
it's happening.
They just brokered another deal that's gobble up more homes. I can't remember.
They're
exactly
doing
the
it.
details.
There's a company called Blackstone that's doing it in the UK.
Yeah, but it's happening here in the States.
No,
as well.
I know, but it's
Okay.
it's spreading over beyond.
What's up
and
with
it's
the
all
word
these big
black?
companies. I don't know.
All these black rock, black stone, black cock. I mean,
black pebble.
We need the meme. Okay, somebody go launch it on Pump.Fun, airdrop Blood, a quarter of the supply, and if
I won't sell.
Humble it.
Clearly, that's my model. I don't sell.
Okay, so I see a
look.
bunch of lines and circles and a chart for Bitcoin. What is this? Can you translate this
in a short looking at this from a short term perspective, 1 strike, 2 strike. Are we out? I don't know, ladies and gents. It's just that simple. No MACDs, no oscillators, none.
But if we break this level, what are we looking at?
So we're looking at, I don't really, like this area here is not really something I just have it as a reference point because we saw some price action here and then we broke above it and saw a really good move when we broke above that. But usually, typically to the downside, you break below that. And so really I would be looking at the second line, which is your yellow one at 56,000 roughly. It depends on, when we get there. It could be a little bit lower in the time sequence. Man, I mean, I'm really concerned about Mt. Gox, man. I think we're not really equating or really taking into consideration $9 billion worth of crypto supply. Now, all 9 billion, of course, won't be sold, but I would assume a decent portion of that, maybe 30%, might be sold.
And they're getting Bitcoin, but
getting Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash.
But the value of what it was
doesn't matter. It's 9 billion. I don't know what
actual Satoshi value of what they had initially. Though. They're getting the dollar value. I think it's like if you had $10,000 and you're getting what it's priced at. I don't know, maybe 4 years ago. Because they started. I think it was in 2019. They started talking about the distribution.
Yeah.
That's when
I'm not sure.
They talked about the firm,
individually what
the trustee.
each person is getting, but I just know it's 9 billion, and you could just play probability here. It's the high probability that at least 30% of that will be sold. It's a windfall, right?
So we're looking at 3 billion sell off now. Where does that
roughly? I would say between
how that
2.5, 2.
The ETF inflows and all that kind of shit. I just wonder how much that.
Well, it outflows right now.
Is it back in outflow?
Yeah, it's outflows.
Now, I don't think BlackRock has had any outflows, and I could be wrong.
Wait, this is Blackcock calling now. I don't answer Blackcock phone calls. Yeah. Okay, right?
Pay no attention. Pay no attention to me hammering at my nether regions after Crypto Blood's comment. I'm just gonna mute myself.
It could be Blackcock Inu.
Blackcock.
More inflows, huh? More inflow jokes.
Not in you.
Oh God. So look, I think 2 billion. Let's put it in perspective, Rice. Okay, since the start, not year to date, but since the start of the spot ETFs, we've had a roughly 1.6 billion bought from the spot ETFs. So that kind of gives you some context as to how we might see 2 billion or more or less, give or take, hitting the markets in the next month. So that's just something that I think people should be aware of.
What would be really interesting is if we're starting, and we need to do a little bit more research on this, but if the FTX cash distribution takes place around the same time, they could just cancel each other out. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
Is you have
Memories with Mike says 30% is probably low, and I'm going on the low end just to be, not over zealous with the prediction, but yeah, it might be a little low.
I would say most people that actually knew about what Mt. Gox is and still involved in crypto is probably going to be holding their shit longer, because we know a lot of people know that we still have a lot more upward action in the market. It would not be conducive, would not be intelligent to sell as soon as you get your.
Why not? It's you're up. How many folds? And I'm not saying sell everything.
Right, but I mean, are you selling it for fucking US dollars that are inflating?
Yeah. Absolutely. You got to pay your bills. You got to, you might want to buy some real estate. You might want to.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm just not quite sure. It's going to be interesting. I definitely want to see when this FTX cash distribution is taking place, because that would be really interesting. And then I'm wondering Obviously, there's no OTC, so these people would probably be selling spot on the market. So that would have an impact.
Yeah. Hey, audience, real quick, give me a hand. This stupid fucking roll pin will not insert next to the bolt catch. Do me a solid. I'm giving it some clamp pressure with this. I'm kind of trying to tap it in so I don't completely destroy my lower receiver. Help brother out. Anyway, totally related to Bitcoin. And that's one, throw it out there.
Totally. If you were at that conference in Miami, the Guns and Bitcoin conference.
Yeah, Ragnarly's an interesting character. He didn't like me pointing out the fact that Monero would have worked better 5 fucking years ago. Unblock me, bitch.
Fuck you, Ragnar. And your
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say, hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Bridge.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I didn't say
anymore.
I didn't say that. It was good to see him come around. It was sad that he blocked me so that he could take credit for it later.
What do you think about this? What was the give coins back?
What was the event called?
It's called Bear Arms and Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
Was it called that?
That sounds like
it was
a CIA dragnet. Like
now
just,
that's actually the
little
idea.
Let's go.
That's something that John McAfee did want to do, and I think that the foundation is going to try to do in the future is a show like a convention like that.
Well, they did, and then they caught and killed Jay Stark a year later. I don't care for that trade show. I don't think it's good or healthy.
I got
Pouring out for Jay Stark too.
Jay Stark sounds like some other really weird
Tony Stark.
He was
J6 Stark.
So yeah, Jay Stark. He was a German national who invented a 3D printable design called the FCG9. Literally stands for Fuck Gun Control 9mm.
Wow.
That you could fully print at home.
This was prior to Cody Wilson.
No, this is after Cody Wilson. Cody Wilson inspired him, but he made it a lot better. Glock magazines in a reliable auto-repeating pistol that could be built anywhere in the world with airsoft parts.
Seth might actually be trying to kill his lowers because he's got so many babies. He's got a clan. He's got a whole fucking basketball team of children.
You might say I've birthed my own mini militia. You might say that. I wouldn't.
You were just doing the Lord's work.
Somebody else did.
You were replenishing,
being fruitful and multiplying.
Nobody has to.
Nothing wrong.
Cutting off their junk and sterilizing themselves. Sorry.
Okay. I do want to make sure that we're being respectful of Blood's time. So, because Blood's got a hard stop in roughly 25 minutes, 20-ish, if we're being cool.
Yeah. So I just think to sum it up, guys, we need to watch the 58 zone. That was the last nice wick we saw last week occur. Where at that point we saw a peak to trough or trough to peak of about 8% off that low. So we just got to watch that area. We breached that zone. It is it's not looking good to the downside. 50,000 might be in play. So that's
like
it.
When you say 50,000, are you talking specifically 50 or in the 50s?
In the lower 50s. So it depends on the time sequence, because if we hold up here longer, then that line, that orange line, is ever so slightly heading higher. So 50, 51-ish zone is where we would see a price target to the bottom side.
Why are we so optimistic about Bitcoin despite its performance?
Because remember this, don't confuse price and value. To me, Bitcoin is very valuable. The utility of it, very valuable. The price, that fluctuates, that changes. That's not the main characteristic
and also,
of Bitcoin.
I mean, we've been in the markets for
all of
us, since all of us collectively, at least since 2017. And I know Blood and Seth have been in earlier. So
yes,
we've seen I'm used to drops like 30-40%. So this crash of less than 10% over the past week and a half, 2 weeks or so is nothing. Like we have been trained for these days. Like I am viewing out, like I look out from the bigger picture and look at this more long term. Short term, yeah. Yes, Seth is rolling up weed and playing with his penis at the same time. He's rolling weed with his penis.
Hey, are you entertained? Are you not entertained? There you go.
He's smoking an AR pack.
That comes later, bro. Here's the thing. There's nothing sweeter than the smell of primers. Period. You'd have to be
But I mean,
American
look,
to know.
I mean,
Sorry.
Where are we at right now from where we were at the beginning of the year?
I know, man. People are so retarded. I'm
Like,
sorry, I'm politically incorrect.
Look at just that, and we're just
Yeah.
we're at the very beginning of June or July, which is now the second part of the year. So we've had half of the year, and we went from where were we really honestly in January?
I'm telling you right now, we were $40,000 Bitcoin.
You're right, and right now we're sitting above 660. Maybe talking about going.
So we're up 45%.
Was it 40? I thought it was a little lower, but okay.
Nope, 40. Roughly 40, 41. Yeah, we're up 45% for the year. Come on now, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you got to zoom out.
After going up 70%.
And
So,
most traditional investments,
80%.
most people when they're doing a traditional investment really are for minimal looking at like 3 to 5 years. People are like, what is this fucking instant gratification shit?
It's called Instagram and TikTok.
It's just
and
a little
YouTube
much.
Shorts.
I mean, that's the thing. Nothing just goes straight up, and it's healthy for us to have corrections and test our support and resistance and make sure that where we are is a spot that we need to be. That's not that holds on a technical level, because when it really comes down to all this, the TA really comes into play a lot. If you understand markets, cycles, fractals, which is something that I don't as much, and that's where I rely upon other people. But then I see where history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
Anything for Click said, it's 2024, and I want my money now. Well, you got to call JG Wentworth, my friend.
I like that.
You have a
That's
structured
awesome.
settlement with Uncle Sam?
Yeah.
A structured
Yeah,
settlement
good
with Jerome
point,
Powell.
David. David,
man.
look at how much the dollar is devalued as well in Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is holding pretty high considering. So the dollar, I think, has still kind of been in its same position. I don't think, like, as far as the DXY.
Yeah, it hasn't gone down too much this year. Might be up a little bit.
877 cash now. You even remembered the number. This is like some 1980s commercial shit, like bullshit that we're bringing back. What's up with that?
Predictive programming. Yeah, I mean, geez, are you guys tired of seeing the future portrayed to you on big screens and small screens your entire goddamn life?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I've been a little black-pilled lately, gentlemen. I don't know if that shows.
What is black pill?
It's a good thing. First off,
finally, black means good. Finally, thank you, Lord.
Finally, come on now, man. Licorice was pretty good too, and it only started one way, right?
I can't stand licorice.
I hate it.
Oh man, jeez.
I can't stand black licorice. I love white licorice, though.
You like putting white long things in your mouth? I'm confused, blood. Anyway, so black pill.
No, what's
just
black
means
pill?
So you hear the whole red pill, blue pill thing, and people have
Crips and
taken the whole
Bloods.
spectrum, right?
Purple pills.
Exactly.
Don't forget the purple pills.
Yeah, precisely.
Oh, and the
then
orange.
And then there's the suppository. So there's a red suppository. They tell you about the red pill all the time. They never tell you about the red suppository. That's when they got you in really deep, right? Talk to the Tates. They know all about. Sorry, the Taints. They know all about it. And but jokes aside, the black pill just means you're taking. Your eyes are wide open. You're looking at everything exactly as it is, and you realize there's a very real risk of failure in all this shit. Very real. There is. Like to take away the optimist frame for a brief moment. This is what I'm known for, is more the optimist frame. Failure isn't always an option.
Prime?
It is literally always an option if you let it be. And there's a lot of shit we have to watchdog in the world today. And if we don't, failure is an option. That's the black pill in my interpretation.
Yeah, I think failure is what was going to happen, because you said if we don't let it be, but there are so many people in society, Seth, that will let it be. They're watching
Yes.
the NBA finals. They're looking at
Yeah.
what Iggy Azalea is doing. They're looking at what, the list goes on and on, right?
Yeah.
So
And-
I don't have any confidence in the masses here in America.
Yeah, no, same. And so with the black pill,
from
go ahead.
knowyourmeme.com, it says that it's often described as a set of beliefs often linked to nihilism, fatalism, and defeatism. Online, the black pill is commonly associated with incels and 4chan users referred as doomers.
Oh, so it is negative.
Is
I knew it had to be.
that's not true.
I knew it had to
true.
be.
The red pill is
I know
also
not
used
true.
in context of
It's
men's
not true.
rights, and this doesn't make sense either. The red pill thing here, as far as what they're explaining, but
they got it wrong.
this does make sense here about the term as acknowledging that there's no personal solutions to systematic problems, which
Yes, sir.
only resolve over evolutionary time, which is more
And that's just
more
it.
of a good definition.
So is it like
And
a Darwinism? I mean, I
Yeah,
know
I guess-
what nihilism is, but yeah.
Yeah, and I guess
fatalism.
maybe that for me, I view it as a way to reacquire my optimist frame and say, yeah, actually, there's a bunch of these, especially Gen Z and unfortunately Gen Alpha. A lot of them are looking at the future and saying, yeah, it's kind of pointless. And I'm like, yeah, clearly I'm not an incel. I've successfully reproduced and contributed not only to the gene pool, but also to society. And so it doesn't quite describe me. What I'm saying is I see that there's all this stuff in the world that can actually go wrong. And we really do need to be aware that this stuff can go wrong without intervention. And
Does
that motivates me.
AstraZeneca make that black pill? I thought that was really funny.
I thought NAACP did.
But everything is built on perception. Now, here's the difference, though. Perception is not truth, but perception is reality. Let that wrap around your head there.
Yeah.
Perception is not truth.
Perception
But-
is reality,
Oh, perception is reality.
but that perception is not necessarily truth, but it is the reality because what you
Sure.
perceive is your reality. So you could be crazy as fuck, think that I could think that I'm like the king of England
Yep.
and live in this divergent reality.
Or be, what's his name? Bjorn? The
Jorg?
guy, huh?
Jorg?
York?
Jorg Molt? The
York? Yeah.
the fake
big-
Toshi? The fake
Yeah, the
Toshi
fake
scammer?
Toshi. Yeah.
That's Seth's best friend. That's why he's got his head down. He's mourning.
I am, seriously. Everybody who claims to be Satoshi is they're near and dear to my heart. I want to do things to them that I myself don't understand. So it's
This
true.
is interesting. This aggressive side of Seth, man.
Well, again, here's the thing.
Now I
No-
think
nobody-
he's actually. I think
think he's
he's
getting
doing
fed
target
up.
practice with the clan, with the basketball team. They're out there shooting guns, and he's raising an army, and we're just going to see a bunch of little mibs running around with guns.
Well, the thing
Little mibs.
we got a bunch of people crossing the border who are already getting into God knows what.
Oh,
we have
man, well, I tell you
millions.
what, you should
Yep.
take a vacation in New York City, Seth.
That's not a vacation, bro.
Well,
At
I'm saying like
Gotham City.
a Punisher vigilante vacation.
Well, I'd have to start over on
Go let off
47th
some
Street where all the
steam.
ex-Mossad guys go protect all the diamonds and maybe round up some help. But I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's got
But-
bad in New York City. I know we're like completely getting away from the conversation, but New York City has
Gotten worse. It's
crazy.
worse in LA and in San Fran.
Is it?
Because the
though?
culture.
Yep.
Like, well, the
Is it-
culture was so loosey-goosey there before, right? So they just let
Yep.
They're
all
not
that shit walk right in.
cities. They're not sanctuary
Yes, they
cities
are.
like New York, but are they dealing with the shit that New York's got right now? Because New York is like the crime is so bad now. They're talking that they're doing a mask ban
Mask. Yeah, I saw that. I saw you can't
after
wear a
they
mask.
gave out
After all that
millions-
shit.
millions of masks.
all that
but
shit,
because
man.
but it's also these protesters and shit too. Because you got these pussy protesters who want to wear masks so nobody knows who they are, so they can like go unaffected in their day-to-day life and not have any consequences for their actions. When everybody should have full consequences for their actions, whether those consequences are positive or negative. Fucking take those consequences.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I don't mean to go. I mean, it sound like I'm going full Punisher, but I will say that like a person who is not dangerous is not peaceful. I believe that I'm a peaceful person, but I'm dangerous as fuck, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm not anymore.
Well, don't mistake
Right.
your kindness for weakness.
Yes, sir. Correct. Exactly. And there have been a lot of stupid motherfuckers in this industry who've thought the opposite. And that we can't pretend anymore.
But as far as the Bitcoin price, man, I mean, this too shall pass. I mean, that's the thing. Everything is ultimately going up and to the right, but it doesn't just go straight up to the right. So there's going to be moments like this. And this is the times that, you need to look. These are opportunities for buying and accumulating.
Yeah.
You always want to buy when prices are low. And if you're dollar cost averaging, this is a perfect strategy because prices like these are where you're going to be able to accumulate more sats on your DCA pricing.
Well, on that note, though, here's the thing. So altcoin, I mean, the meme coin season, it had its moment, especially with the Politify thing. But I think that there's probably some gas left in the tank of the Politify meme space all the way up through November 5th. After that point, who knows? Maybe that's when the music stops and we no longer have that alpha to be able to add to our Satoshi bags. But I think that's always been the play when shitcoining. We're looking at the possibility of altcoining or shitcoining. And I think right now, what I love about this meta of Politify and all the stuff related to elections and all the stuff with them, all the stuff with just altcoin proliferation or meme coin proliferation, right? Brett on base and all this other stuff where you're like, where the hell did this come from? VCs backing it, market makers washing 8 figures of volume through this stuff, and you're like, why? How did we get here? And I think it's because this is an old playbook where you grow your bag of Bitcoin or whatever it is you need to get out of like your portfolio. You get it by going where there's the most alpha, and there's just not that same alpha in Bitcoin, man. You're not going to ever get a 10x, maybe for the rest of your natural life out of Bitcoin. We can't see that far. Blood, can you?
Nah, 10x is a stretch. It's possible, but yeah, it's a stretch, man.
Yeah, and people are out here on pump.fun. It's degenerate.
I'm looking at this website because you said it a couple times, and I'm checking it out. And this is the weirdest looking thing. Explain to me what that.
This is where I launched both of the meme coins that I started. You might want to take that off your screen because it's no filter, my friend.
Yeah,
it's no
right,
filter.
Yeah.
So
what am I looking at? This is fucking crazy.
It's a launch pad. It's a fair launch way to, make your coin live. So you have to reach a bonding curve amount. I don't know what it is now, Seth, but I know when I launched Kanye West through Pump.Fun, it was maybe like 56,000.
You're not. Apparently, white people are not allowed to say the name, Seth.
Yeah, you can't.
White people can't.
Hey, here's the thing.
You can't say coon, is what I'm saying.
You can't. No, you can't.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it. Do I have to show
you
like
can say coon.
DNA test or some shit? What, is that what we're doing?
Can't say
23 and me.
White people can't say coon.
I'm legally permitted to say anything I want. Yeah.
DEI. Well, I'm a DIE you.
You're right. I will say. Yeah, I will say it was a shock for me having a sibling come back with one of those tests. And I'm like, why did you give them all of our genetic code?
But Pump.Fun is a pretty interesting way of gamifying a release of a token, man. It's ingenious, man. It really is.
Yeah. Well, they're not the only ones. There's
Coochie. Coochie did the same thing. We went through Pump.Fun.
So it's
9 days. Yeah, it was Solana and Blast. And what else, Seth?
I don't know what else they support there. There's some others that launch that are like EVM. So if you wanted to launch on Polygon or Base or whatever else, there's a few other platforms, launch pads and tools out there. But one that's getting a lot of attention right now is on Dex Screener, right? They give valuable analytics. They wanted to get in on it. And anything for clicks is not wrong. Here's the thing. I was on the inside for a lifetime, half a lifetime. I was on the inside.
I was trying to say to Blood, I thought you were a Mormon, a former Mormon.
Yeah.
Or foreman, a foreman.
George Foreman.
Foreman. I thought that you were raised Mormon. I was pretty sure that's what it was. I couldn't remember.
That's correct. And I don't mean to speak ill of institutions or people specifically, because you know what? Right. It takes a lot of work to achieve what they did, but they run shit. You're right. They do. They run a lot of shit.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they hit as a culture and as a people, their numbers, they hit well above their weight. So, yeah,
definitely hit that like button. You don't want Big Mike coming to visit you people.
Who is Big Mike?
You know who Big Mike is. You know.
No.
It's something about presidents of countries that like to marry transgenders. You're not aware of this concept of Michelle Obama being Mike?
Oh, Big Mike, yeah.
Well,
We also have Brigitte Macron.
That Macron, that's what I thought we were talking about Macron. I didn't know.
Seth has his bulletproof G-string on right now.
Oh,
it's true. It's true. Shoot me in. Only aim for the small
I
patch,
don't even want
please.
to think about that. Good.
Well, it's been a fun stream, guys. I hope people found some value in what we had to share. I mean, I think that, trying to talk about the price and look at this from a bigger picture perspective is what people really need to do. And if you're into this for instant gratification and this is affecting your bills and you're investing more than you can afford to lose, then maybe you need to rethink your game plan.
Yeah. What I'll say also, though, is I'm going to say something that I have not ever historically said. The markets right now are irrational for a reason. Previously, it was just greed. It was just people being uneducated in this asset class that we've been a part of for so long, and this industry we've been a part of so long. People are desperate. People are hurting for the first. We have credit defaults in every major category. Every major category, they're growing. They're all-time high in credit defaults, and people are putting more of this summer's expenses on credit than historically they have ever done. People are hurting. The real cash, the real savings is disappearing. So, Rice, my message is a little bit different. Do what you have to do. Save yourself, save your family. Do what you have to do.
Yep. That's good point right there.
Yeah, you got to be smart. And I think community is probably one of the most important things that people can do, especially people that lack funds. The more that people can group together. I mean, remember that we are very tribal people, and a lot of our successes as our species have been us coming together and working together, because working off strengths and weaknesses and a community is the most important thing that we can do. Get to know your local farmers, your local people that grow food and things to that effect, so that way you're in a better situation when shit hits the fan, because we've got really turmoil next few months. I mean, I thought we were going to have some crazy civil war shit because of what's been happening to Donald Trump, but now that we've got this Supreme Court ruling about immunity, I think that that's kind of out of the question at this point. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But it is interesting. I sent it. I think I put it in our group chat on Telegram. There's a David Pakman. He's a douchebag YouTuber. But I like to watch his stuff every once in a while, even though he's a douchebag, because he does have some interesting content and interviews. And he put a video out yesterday and said something to the effect of, it's now possible that Biden can legally have Donald Trump assassinated. And not suffer any repercussion of it if he does it for the betterment of the nation, for our nation. So this could work a reverse way. This could work in a really weird fucking reverse way.
They're gonna Che Guevara the guy.
I'm not
Trump
saying
is Che. Trump is Che now.
I'm not saying that definitely would happen, but considering what that Supreme Court, basically it means at this point that the president can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah. The thing is, we let it. The three of us, we were around it, and we saw it.
Responsibility. So a president can do any fucking thing he wants while he's president, and he's given immunity to it. So does that mean that they could suspend the election?
We kind of did it with the Patriot Act, guys. The three of us were grown ass adults when that went through. You felt it too back then, right? Where it's like, holy shit, we don't have habeas corpus. We've lost some of our rights. All they have to do is meaningfully link you with metadata. The former head of the CIA even said, we kill people based on metadata. All they needed was a leak of some random IP stuff going to your house. Somebody could have, the third party could have hacked your home router. That would be enough to send you to Gitmo. And that's been the conditions we've lived under for a quarter of a century.
Yep.
We let go of that power, and we allowed executive order to turn the current POTUS into a king for a lifetime. I mean, most of our kids' lifetimes. That's been the conditions we live under. This is just codifying it, making it law, but it's kind of been
worse.
the de facto rules already.
It just makes it worse because it really just kind of kills the Constitution. It gives the president just complete power and no consequences for those actions, which makes me wonder if they're even going to be able to ever impeach a president ever again. Like it's just where we're headed is not necessarily a good thing.
Trump was impeached several times, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm saying now though, like if I'm the president and you're trying to impeach me, and now this Supreme Court ruling is going on, I'm just going to have you motherfuckers arrested. I'm just going to, it alleviates any. So it's a double-edged sword. Yes, Donald Trump is immune, but so is fucking Biden, and so is every other future president until this shit gets overturned.
So is Kamala right now.
Right. So
all we have to do is say Biden has a cold.
Step down and Kamala gets the fucking shit, and then she's like, "Fuck it, I'm staying."
Every time I hear Kamala, I think of the
Uganda giant.
No, I think of the Dave Chappelle skit when he says "Condoleezza Rice." I don't know why. Condoleezza Rice. That's what I think of. Round of applause.
This is what I think of because it even reminds me of her in a visual sense too. And its name is Kamala.
What is this?
The Ugandan.
You're not aware of this? You're not aware of Kamala, the Ugandan giant?
You don't know about him?
No.
You don't know about Kamala. Yeah. Kamala, excuse me. Kamala, the Ugandan giant.
I've been slacking on my pro wrestling. Please forgive me.
The Ugandan giant. Kamala Harris.
It's all those world records being set by professional athletes that everyone takes so seriously that, I struggle to maintain all the facts and figures for every single, important pursuit in life. This is one of those things where I'm slacked off.
Emperor Kamala Harris. Empress.
And she's horrible, man. Done absolutely nothing.
But she, like I said, they're saying the narrative, the theys are saying that she is polling higher. They're even talking about the idea of just flipping the card and making her president and him vice president so they can keep their fundage that's come through. They got to keep Kamala.
Yeah, they got to keep her up there, right? Because I heard about that the other day. Yeah, the record amount of money they raised, they will lose all that. So
it's going to be interesting. And then some people are speaking that Newsom is kind of the 2028 guy. So he's not going to try to get in this time because that's going to fuck him up for 2028. But he's a shoo-in for 2028.
Shout out to John Hill.
Yeah, I don't know, man. 2028 is a much longer time frame than I'm willing to entertain at the moment. 2030 is kind of like, in my mind, the end of the republic as we know it.
I think I have to agree. That's why I'm not all that excited about Trump getting in, because I know ultimately his 4 years are not going to reverse the deep state's tentacles.
No, and it's still kind of
they've shown themselves
because,
the
again,
last 4
you have
actually
China,
8 years.
China endorsed, as Trump calls him, new scum. He's going to be the 2028 candidate. He's going to be the president in 2028. He's bought and paid for by China. That goes straight into the whole fucking idea of 2030 you will own nothing and you will be happy, people. With
launching on Pump That Fun, new scum.
Emperor New Scum.
I think I like Black Cock in you.
In you.
Why not both?
If you can like Black Cock in you all you want, but
No. You ever heard that? Oh no.
No, you said it, man. That's
like
a clip
this.
moment. You said I like Black Cock in you. All right.
Oh my God.
Great stream.
Thanks.
It's 4:15. That means
I'm
we got
outta
to
here.
bounce. So, how about you? Got any final thoughts, Blood?
No, I think we're heading lower, man. Unfortunately, just watch those levels: 58, then 56-ish, then 50, ladies.
Yeah, it's going to zero, people.
It's going to
Sell it
zero.
all. It's over. It's over. Bitcoin is dead again and again and again. How many times has Bitcoin died now?
Like 700, give or take.
It's
Maybe
quite a
more.
lot.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to ride us out. I want to finish up and head to the gym. So I appreciate you both joining. I'll be in touch with you guys. Happy 4th of July to you two and everybody watching.
Holla.
Happy Independence Day, man. Despite today's stream, I still do have hope. In my own way, I have hope. I think things will be okay, but they're as okay as we make them.
But you always need to be prepared, and that's the smart move. That I think I think we're all in the same boat, man. So appreciate everybody for taking the time to tune in. Again, I encourage you to take advantage and get your Bitcoin conference tickets, because I'm telling you, once again, the price of the tickets are going up. This Friday, all prices are going up. Let me get this back up on screen right here. You can use discount code RICE to get 10% off. And I also have down below in the video description and the pinned comment, you will find, I was trying to make sure I had this pulled up right. You will find the actual affiliate link for the Litecoin Summit for the 24th and 25th of July. And you will find my affiliate link for the Bitcoin conference to get 10% off, or you can use discount code RICE. Prices of the tickets go up Friday. Get them while you can. We'll see you in Nashville. Smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to all of our YouTube channels. Follow us on X. We appreciate you as always. I encourage you to be a blessing to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be the glitch you want to see in this matrix. Be the change you want to see in this world. Know yourself. Trust yourself. Question everything. And until next time.
Rice TVX, the mic's live wire. American Pitbull, real gold buyer. Sound money advocate, rights defender. In the crypto arena, he's the top contender. From the gritty streets of the digital age, Rice lays wisdom, chapter and page. Silver, gold, he stores only the bold. Land, life, and liberty, these values hold. Constitution, deep dive, knowledge revival. Navigate the system, critical for survival. Rice engraved like inscriptions on metal. Pitbull in the game, lead foot on the pedal. Land acquirer, a strategic mind. In the fight for freedom, he's frontline. Educator on rights, the law he'll explain. Chris Rice, the Pitbull, breaking the chain.
We're talking about that music. We'll let you know. Smash a like.
In the arena where truths collide. Rice TVX, the certified guide. Silver and gold, land and rights. American Pitbull in the freedom fights. In a world of chaos, he's the calm in the storm. Teaching the masses, ready to inform. Keys to crypto, rights we cherish. His wisdom like paths that others perish. Guardian of wealth, from digital to ancient. His legacy crafted, fearless and patient.